wondering if you've already met the one Allah wrote for you. Maybe it was that person who walked into your life, maybe at a masjid, a family gathering, or even a fleeting moment at school, and without trying, they made your world feel softer, calmer, like a breeze after a storm. Or perhaps it was that friend who, just by existing, reminds you of Allah, not with long lectures or heavy words, but with a gentle nudge toward prayer, toward goodness, toward light. Or maybe, just maybe, it was that name your parents mentioned once, casually over dinner, and you brushed it off, thinking, nah, not for me. We all ask that burning question, how do I know if this is the one? But let's pause, let's dig deeper, because the real question isn't just about knowing, it's about how Allah reveals it to you. In Islam, marriage isn't a contract you sign or a spark you chase. It's a divine sign, a gift from the one who knows every beat of your heart. Allah himself says in Surah verse 21, "And among his signs is that he created for you mates from among yourselves that you may find tranquility in them, and he placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed in that are signs for a people who give thought." Quran 30:21, tranquility, affection, not chaos, not drama, not endless scrolling or swiping like the world pushes you to do. In Islam, it's different. Allah doesn't make you hunt. He reveals, through signs that test your patience, shape your soul, and remind you that love, real love, is written by him. Today, let's walk through this journey together, inspired by the life of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, whose every step was a lesson in trusting Allah's plan. Buckle up, because this is a story of suspense, heart, and hope. A story that might just feel like your own. Picture yourself on a path, heart racing, eyes scanning the horizon. Who is this person Allah has destined for you? The suspense builds, and the first way Allah reveals them is through compatibility in deen and values. Not the shallow stuff the world loves, liking the same shows, vibing over the same coffee order, or dreaming of the same vacation spots. No, this is deeper, like the roots of a tree you can't see but know are there. It's about seeing life through the same lens, a lens polished by faith. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, gave us a map for this in a hadith narrated by Abu Huraira. A woman is married for four things: for her wealth, for her lineage, for her beauty, or for her piety. So, marry the pious woman, may you be blessed with dust on your hands. Sahih al-Bukhari 5090 and Sahih Muslim 1466. Hear that urgency in his words? He's saying choose deen, choose piety, or you're building on sand. And this isn't just for women. Men, too, must carry that same light of faith. Think about it, my friends, modern science backs this up. Psychologists say couples last not because of constant fireworks but because of shared values, a shared compass. If you wake up for far, whispering duas in the dawn's quiet, but they roll their eyes or sleep through it, that difference isn't small, it's a crack that grows. If you dream of a simple life, rooted in halal contentment, but they chase endless luxury, status, or clout, that gap will stretch until the whole foundation shakes. I've seen it, haven't you? Friends who ignored those early signs, thinking love would fix it, only to watch their homes, literal and emotional, crumble under the weight of mismatched blueprints. So, stop for a moment, reflect. Don't just ask, do I like them? Ask the harder question, do they pull me closer to Allah or tug me further away? Because when values align, when deen, vision, and purpose weave together, it's like a melody. Conversations hum with ease, arguments don't feel like battles, and even silence, oh, that silence, feels like a shared prayer, safe and warm. But the story doesn't end here. The plot thickens, and the heartbeats quicken. Now, feel the tension rise, like the moment before a storm breaks. You found someone, their values seem to match yours, but is it real? Is it the sign Allah promised? Here's where the emotional crescendo hits. Allah reveals through calmness and tranquility that sakina he spoke of in the Quran. Some people, when you're with them, turn your world into a whirlwind. You finish a call, and your brain is buzzing, replaying every word like a movie you can't pause. You craft replies like you're studying for an exam, heart racing, palms sweaty. You say goodnight, but your chest feels heavier, not lighter. That's not love. That's noise, chaos, a storm that drowns out your peace. But then there's the other kind, the rare kind. You talk, and when it's over, your shoulders drop like you've set down a weight you didn't know you were carrying. Your breathing slows, steady, like the rhythm of Diker. You don't feel like you're auditioning for a role you don't even want. You just feel the. And let me tell you that okay is everything. It's the tranquility Allah promised, that you may find tranquility in them. It's not a high, not a low, but a steady calm that settles your soul. Let's make this real for you, juniors. How many of you have felt that knot in your stomach and called it butterflies? That anxiety you labeled as chemistry? We've been tricked by movies, by songs, by the world's idea of love, thinking intensity is the goal. But the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, showed us something else. His life with Khadija, may Allah be pleased with her, was a sanctuary of peace. When the world turned against him, when the weight of prophethood felt heavy, she was his calm, his mercy, his anchor. That's the sign. Mercy over madness, consistency over chaos. Try this just for a week. After you talk to someone, don't spiral, don't stalk their socials. Just notice. Did your salah feel clearer, like your heart could focus? Or messier, like your mind was tangled? Did your chest open with peace, or tighten with doubt? If it's all late-night chats, secretive vibes, or pressure to cross lines you promised Allah you'd hold, that's not sakina. That's a countdown to heartbreak. But if peace grows in the daylight, with boundaries intact, with families in the loop, standing tall in halal ways, that's different. That's the kind of love that doesn't drag you from Allah to survive. It brings you back to Him, quietly, steadily, like a river finding its way home. Feel that emotional peak? The heart races, the stakes feel high, but let's exhale into hope, because there's more to this story. You're moving forward, values aligned, peace settling in, but then, bam, a door slams shut. Parents say no, shaking their heads with that look you can't argue with. Conversations dry up like a riverbed in drought. Something unexpected blocks the path. A job, a move, a family issue, and it feels like Allah just hit reset. Your heart sinks, you're back at square one, or so it seems. The pain is real, the frustration raw. Why Allah, why now? But hold on, my friends, because this is where the story deepens. Not every closed door is rejection. Sometimes, it's protection, Allah steering you from harm you couldn't see. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, knew this rhythm well. When Makkah's doors closed, when its people turned against him, Medina opened wide, a new chapter unfolding brighter than he could have imagined. That stop-start cycle, open, close, it's emotional, it's exhausting, it stretches your heart between hope and disappointment. But it's also a test. Will you rush, chasing your nafs, or trust Allah's timing? Think about your own life, juniors. That crush that didn't work out, that moment you thought was it, but fell apart. Those were doors closing, but also lessons opening. Every detour, every delay, is Allah teaching you patience, refining your heart. The one meant for you won't demand endless secret chasing or rivers of tears. They'll arrive when the tests settle, clear as a sunrise after a long night. So, in those moments of frustration, when doors seem to mock you, don't just cry, "Why me?" Ask, "What are you showing me, Allah? What harm are you shielding? What growth are you forging?" Because sometimes, the delays are the very signs guiding you to the one He's written for you. The suspense eases now, and hope creeps in, like light through a cracked window. But the story doesn't end there. It deepens with a quieter, more reflective test, the test through others. You're convinced you've found the one. The values align, the peace is there, the doors are navigating. But then voices start whispering. Your mom pulls you aside, her eyes soft but serious. "Something feels off, my dear." Your best friend, the one who's seen you at your worst, looks you in the eye and says, "You're not yourself lately." An uncle, who usually stays quiet, suddenly speaks up, pointing out a detail you missed. A red flag waving in the wind. It stings, doesn't it? Like someone's poking holes in the dream you've stitched together. Your instinct is to push back, to say, "You don't get it. This is different." But deep down, a small voice wonders, what if they're right? Love can blind us, friends. We start defending things we swore we'd never accept, excusing late-night secrets, bending boundaries we promised Allah we'd keep, lying to ourselves that it's fine this time. That's when the test gets real. Can you listen, or will you shut it out? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, showed us the power of counsel. Before battles, he'd sit with his companions, listening to their advice, humbling himself to wisdom even as the messenger of Allah. If three people who love you, people who fear Allah, who've watched you grow, who've pulled you from dark moments, all say the same thing, that's not just opinion. That's Allah's mercy, reflecting truth through their eyes when yours are clouded. And if those same people see peace in you, growth, a spark of deen they didn't see before, that's Allah confirming it. The test here is humility. Can you put your ego down just for a moment to let the truth reach you? Think back to your own life. How many times did you ignore a parent's warning, a friend's concern, only to regret it later? I have, and it burns. But when we listen, when we trust, we save ourselves from heartbreak. Connect this to your world, juniors. Those voices aren't your enemies. They're your mirrors, showing you what love should or shouldn't be. Now, let's pause, let the emotional rhythm settle into a heartfelt reflection. What if none of these signs have appeared yet? What if you're still waiting, heart aching, watching others move forward while you feel stuck? Or worse, what if you've stumbled, crossed lines you swore you'd never cross? Shaitan creeps in now, whispering lies. You messed up. You're not pure enough. Allah's forgotten you. Feel that weight? That despair trying to claw its way in? But listen, Allah's door is never closed. Not once. Tawbah is your reset button, wiping the slate clean. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said in a hadith narrated by Anas ibn Malik, every son of Adam is a sinner, and the best of sinners are those who repent. Sunan ibn Majah 42:51, graded Hassan. Every dua you make, every tear you shed, opens a new door. If the signs haven't come, Allah's still protecting you, preparing you. If you've fallen into haram, you're not disqualified. You're human, and Allah's mercy is bigger than your mistakes. Relate to this, my young friends. How many of you feel like you're running out of time? Like everyone's getting married, moving on, while you're still figuring it out. Don't measure yourself by their timelines or their stories. The only measure that matters is this: are you turning back to Allah? If you're still making dua, still seeking forgiveness, still holding hope, then you're not late. You're not lost. You're exactly where Allah wants you to start again. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, faced years of trials, rejection, loss, closed doors, but he never lost trust. His life was a testament to Allah's perfect timing, and yours can be too. So, as we close this story, let's leave with trust, not fear. Every closed door? Protection. Every delay? Wisdom. Every test? A step closer to the one Allah's written for you. When He reveals them, it'll be clearer than you ever imagined, not through chaos or heartbreak, but through peace, through mercy, through a love that draws you closer to Him, prayer by prayer, step by step. May Allah grant us all sakina in our hearts, clarity in our steps, and righteous spouses who are a source of mercy, not pain. Ameen. If this resonates, whisper to yourself, may Allah bless us with righteous companions. Share this reminder with someone who needs it, because together, we can inspire each other, just as the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, inspired us with his life of trust, patience, and love.